And he has the step. That should be a touchdown. Targets we have to take a look at as Robinson. Bring a little bit of some extra guys. That's out for Davis, and he's got the step. First and goal. They get it out for Pitts. And we have our tight end across the middle. We do find him. He's weaving. We got a guy with speed as well as he's by Jesse Bates. Limited. Needs some pass rush as well as Pitts. Spreading out to attack down the middle. Chuba Hubbard will walk in. They bring the pressure. We have our guy sitting across the middle. Pass rush, Castaneda. As we go, Chuba, he has the lane diving. Vacate the middle, so let's attack it for Barry to pound the rock. Guys across the middle, we get some pressure and we will drop Ritter. They need a touchdown and the 2.22 Atwell. 2-point try across the middle. It's over the top and off the head of Edwards. Once again, it's a heck of a battle between the two top teams from the NFC South. And following the high-scoring, revenge-filled wild card weekend, our Carolina Panthers have moved by and knocked out the Atlanta Falcons. But we still have a good battle ahead of us today. And it's a team we've met before. In week 9 of the regular season, the Dallas Cowboys was another really close contended game, but we finished that game strong. And it was behind a lot of effort from the offense. Just shy of 400 yards, and it was a really good game from Bryce Young. 4 touchdowns, he threw for over 300 yards, 75% completion. Obviously, there was an interception mixed in there. Dak Prescott, he was close to 300, 3 touchdowns, though 58% completion. So as long as we could force Dak into mistakes, which we all know he's prone to do, that would be fantastic. Running game was really all us. Dak had one big run, but outside of that, Chuba Hubbard averaged 5 yards. Barry about the same. Pollard only had 7 carries, and that is what we need to force more of today. Where we did struggle was against CeeDee Lamb. He had a great game. 9 catches, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bateman did great for us. And obviously, tight ends. Continually, they make some plays against us, especially last week with Pitts. But Shenault, everything really came together offensively. We need more of that. And the only side of the offense that needs to step up is the offensive line. In this game, we struggled against Odigizua, Micah Parsons, and Mozzie Smith. Both racked up a lot of play in the backfield. And we need our guys to get in this list. We only had 1 play in the backfield, Hodgins with the TFL. But both teams are coming into this one extremely healthy. The Cowboys, they just had the first round bye, so they are well recovered. And it's all for the NFC Conference Championship here as we take a look at the rest of the scores from last week. The Minnesota Vikings destroyed the Seahawks, another team we played and have beaten. Obviously, we took out the Falcons. The Eagles snuck by the 49ers in an even higher scoring affair than our game, 56-50. So it's going to be Vikings and Eagles playoffs. That typically never goes well for the Vikings. Obviously, we got the Cowboys. Over on the AFC side, we have the 1 seed versus the 7 seed in the Colts and Ravens. Then the Buffalo Bills move on to play against the Jaguars, who took out the Chiefs. So this shaping up to be a good one, and I really hope we get to this game here in the middle. Now let the playoffs continue as Santos has booted us off. Murray set back to return, and he will look to return. Lane opened up for a second to the left-hand side, though quickly closed. So our Panthers offense will head out behind a very promising end to this season. It was a slow start, a lot of injuries early on, but the team, they fought through and put themselves in a pretty good spot. We just need to see that continue. As we start with Chuba Hubbard, will be a short gain, 1 yard. Now obviously taking a look at the stats from that first game, we know that we can do quite a lot here on offense as long as we're keeping the negative plays to a minimum. But we also know a good bit of how this Cowboys team likes to run their defense and how we need to call to beat that defense. As we go with the halfback screen, we got blockers out in front. First down for Chuba Hubbard. 3 straight plays to get us going, and he has well earned a little bit of a breather. So we're going to bring out Barry and Winters. A little bit of some ground and pound down the middle, though it opens up. Barry gets a juke as Faust gets the block. Another first down gain of 12. Going to look to continue to have a good rotation at that spot, though, as we have a fresh set of downs here. Double A gap look for the defense, and they will back out of it, though. Quick pass rush. It is Micah Parsons that gets back there, but the quick throw to Boston leaves it a gain of 5. And that goes exactly to what we were talking about earlier. Keep those negative plays to a minimum. Great start there. As we go back to Chuba, he's trying to get to the outside, though. Diggs, good angle. Will eventually get the tackle. First down, though, to the 35. And really what our key to success was in that first meeting, a long time ago, about midway point of the season, was just controlling the flow of the game. We never really let the Cowboys dictate much, so that ball gets popped up, but Bateman gets there just in time. He takes the hit, 7-on-7. But so far, we've been making those crucial little plays throughout these full plays to get us down into the red zone. Chuba Hubbard down the middle will pick up 5. Now, one thing I very much do like with the Cowboys defense here is they move around Parsons. We're going to see him on both the left and right hand side. As we run at him here, we get the ball out for Chuba, maybe back to the line, maybe about half a yard gain. Really tried to attack Parsons on that rollout, though. He exits the field here, 3rd and 5. We got 2 spread to either side. Just need something to open up across the middle. We got Bateman, who holds on to it again. He had a great matchup last time against Bland. Hopefully we see that continue on. Though 1st and goal, we're going to go back to Chuba, follow behind Clifton, look for a cutback lane, and Chuba will slip on into the end zone. First touchdown of the divisional round. A perfect way to cap off a very slow and methodical opening drive. Now, as for the Cowboys offense, where do they begin? Starting with a run, it opens up for Pollard, who already has just about as many yards as he did in the first game, though despite the celebration, a little bit shaken up on the play. Potentially a forearm, maybe wrist injury. So that'll actually bring out Deuce Vaughn. Had a couple pretty decent runs in that first game, though we didn't see a whole lot from him. But they immediately go right to him, and he's going to take a couple pops on the outside, gain of 1. So very interested to see how that is going to affect their play calling. Are they going to rely a little bit more on the passing as they go a little bit of some play action across the middle and held on to? Great catch, 82. That is Miller, one of their younger receiving options, as they have a strong eye to follow. Going with a run to the right-hand side, though, cutting back to the left. Good stop, gain of 1. They're definitely going to have to keep an eye on the slot coverage. That's kind of been a little bit hit or miss for us of recent, as they're actually just going to make a completely different play call decision. Maybe a little bit of a push off there from CD, but honestly, a little bit of holding there from Stockton. Looks like the ref will just say those negate each other, no penalty, and we have a 3rd and 9. They got trips to the left-hand side, 1 to the right, running back in the backfield as well. As it looks like a rush here from Prescott, who finds all the space to the outside. Another great run from him. He broke one off for 33 in that first game. That one goes for 27. Down to the 15, or just inside the 15 at the 14. As we bring the pressure to follow, throw to the outside, and Gallup will level this game up. A pretty quick answer from the Dallas Cowboys. And if early indications remain true, looks like we might have ourselves another shootout game here. 38 seconds remain in the first quarter as our offense comes out for their second drive. Now it's Young looking to run, and he will pick up 8, then slide down. Definitely need to focus on keeping him clean today. Those 2nd and 10 with time running off the clock here, they bring down the safety. Look to maybe try to make a play downfield here. We've got Boston, those thrown straight at Diggs. It gets there just in time. A little bit of a scary play, though, to end the first quarter, as we've all seen Diggs make that kind of play before. But we head towards the second, a 7-7 game, though we are moving. And we just need to make sure we keep on moving. 1st and 10 at the 39. We start with a spread look. Going again to that halfback screen. Chuba Hubbard with some blocks, though Bitonio doesn't do great. And Bryce Young is rolling as he got dropped on the screen. Potential shoulder collarbone injury. Hopefully good indications to come soon, but for now it is Max Duggan stepping in at QB. As we go back to Chuba, a little bit of a safety net here as he tries to find the outside. A good stiff arm there will keep him clean, and the hurdle over the cameraman. Gotta appreciate the athleticism there. 1st and 10 at the 20. We stick with the spread look here. Bateman lone to the left-hand side. As Duggan looking to step up, he's gonna dive forward just shy of the first. And with that, he's going to head to the sideline as Bryce Young is back out there. It's a shoulder strain as he will continue trying to fight through that injury. But that may shake up the play calling for us a little bit. Rely less on some deeper shots and try to get some more short, consistent play going as Barry just follows the block, though. What a clutch tackle there from 45. It was looking like Barry found a lane to the end zone. Instead, it's 2nd and goal at the 4. Tight shotgun set for us as we have Faust to the outside and diving catch. He hauls it in. We retake the lead. First 2 drives both end with the touchdown. Now let's see if our defense comes out with a little bit more something for us. Cowboys had a pretty clean first drive as they go to the outside. Quick tackle there from Edwards. If we can at least force some more pressure today, I think that would go a long way in helping us against Dak. Though he can be pretty good at the quick throws, though instead it's a deep shot as they go back to their tight end right down the seam. Overall, just a great coverage beater there. Have yet to see CeeDee Lamb. They've gone to pretty much everyone else as that throw is behind and picked off by Newsome, who tries to stay in bounds. He slips one, though not gonna get by the big offensive lineman. But it's a turnover forced, one of the few from Dak this year. Though do have to say Newsome has just been on a tear after his mid-season injury, racking up a lot of turnovers for us as Chuba once again nearly found space and now he too is shaken up. Talked about him earlier being that safety net for the offense, and now he heads off the field, appearing to be more severe than Young's injury earlier. Barry's gonna have to step in and fill some pretty big shoes. Now, at least we've gotten some games this year with Barry at this starting running back spot due to injury, and he's filled in really well. This time just coming in a much more important spot as the rookie in Boston dropped the first down. That's been a very rare occurrence for him the second half of the season. First half he started a little bit slower, but he turned things on and he's one of the team's leading receivers. But for now, we don't get anything off the turnover, and now they go with that deep shot to CeeDee and it's overthrown. That press coverage from St. Just throws off the timing, leaving him with a 2nd and 10, which to go to the ace formation. Looking for a run to the outside. Hartwell will meet Deuce in the backfield. And just like that, we've already tied the amount of tackles for loss we had in that first matchup with plenty of time to add on more. 3rd and long, they go with the draw, and Castaneda is there. Following our quick stop, well, we get a quick stop. But with that good news, how about a little bit of some bad news? As Chuba Hubbard has been listed as out the remainder of this game, it's going to be Barry to take us the rest of the way as we go to him play 1. He picks up 9. Now, quite obviously a different style running back to Chuba, though still very versatile in his game. And hopefully we'll see a lot more of that today as we squeeze that pass by Van Der Esch. That's another catch for Bateman. And that gives Young a really good start as well. As we hit the 2-minute warning here, 9 of 10 is Young. And a good few of those passes have gone to the way of Bateman, though spreading the ball around But Bateman's going to be the primary read here. See if we can get him towards that pylon. Though the outside coverage looking pretty good. Coming across instead, we have the rookie in Faust, who fights, does not slip by the 3 defenders. They stand him up at the 1. But in a strategic move, or maybe just forgetting the play clock, we'll actually take the delay of game, drop back to the 6, give ourselves a little bit more space, or at least that's just what we're going to say. Throw to the outside is knocked away by Bland. Pretty tight in coverage that time. Leaves us with 2nd and goal, still at the 6 as Barry moves to the left-hand side. Looking for a lane to the right. It was there, but it didn't stay open for long. They say no gain. So on 3rd and goal, we'll change up the look a little bit here. We still have Bateman to the left. We got 2 receivers to the right-hand side. A couple different options. As it looks like Young's just going to evade the linebacker, find the space, and widen this lead. Headed towards halftime, we take a 21-7 advantage. But we can't rest up yet. 38 seconds still left before halftime. We've still got to make some plays. Cowboys have all their timeouts as well. As a great move there to the outside, though, knocked away by Hodgins. Definitely the more active of our 2 cover linebackers, him and Stockton. Stockton a little bit more of a run stopper in comparison. But we're going to need them all to come through here as the ball's out again. Hodgins nearly took that one away off the fingertips. But if we could see him continue to put that kind of game against Shields, take out their entirety at the tight end spot, that would be great. As Deuce Vaughn trying to make some plays. We'll gain a couple, though 4th and 1, it's the Panthers calling a timeout. Looks like they're not all too settled with going into halftime up 2 touchdowns. 12 seconds left. They got 2 timeouts. They need around the 45 for field goal range. Can they get there? As it's out for Chenault. He brings it in at the 38 with 7 seconds left. It really just looked like the corner there lost track of the ball, but gives us time to maybe look for one more pop play towards the end zone before bringing out that field goal unit, though Parsons has something else to say about it. Horse collar sack at the 41. So let's not risk the health of anyone more here. 2 seconds left before half. It is Ford out to kick the field goal here. Standing on the logo, it's got the power and plenty of the accuracy. We will widen it to a 3-score lead headed into halftime. A great first half, though, for us. The goal, though, we've got to make sure we play this way throughout. 24-7, and we've just been more consistent. Not that obviously the Cowboys can't find their way back in. Now, it does not show any game update here, though I could tell you for certain the Vikings have finally beaten the Eagles in the playoffs. So that means if at least this score holds, we will be yet facing another one of the big teams we faced later on in our season. But as we get our second half underway, it's another short gain for Deuce Vaughn. Defense definitely has responded since that first drive, playing a very clean game. 2nd and 9, looking to go back out to Vaughn, and it's Hodgins meeting him in the backfield. That's now 2 TFLs. And it's just been a complete lockdown for CeeDee Lamb today. St. Juice matched up on him. Just need a whole lot more of that, though 3rd and 10, they may look to go his way. Or we get a little bit of some pass rush, and Dak looking to scramble, cannot get by Cash and Hodgins. Another stop for this Panthers defense. I'm sure the first matchup we had against them was a bit of a surprise. We were doing really bad up to that point, only I think had 2 wins, but we racked up a lot of wins the last half of this season, and the Cowboys look even less prepared. Maybe they just went and partied on a yacht during their off week, and they might be headed back to that yacht after this week as long as we continue to play smartly. We get this one out to Barry with some blocks downfield. Not going to slip by Hooker. One heck of a tackle. But the running back pass game still well involved with Barry. He does have some hands despite also being a bit of a bruiser himself. As it's tossed up for Faust, the rookie can't quite get to it. Diggs boxes him out. You know, sometimes you just got to take those shots, and up to this point, that's the third incomplete pass on the day for Young. So it's been a very clean start. Great blocking from Boston on Parsons there. Shout out for sure. Our tight ends don't typically have some of the best blocking ratings, but pretty decent so far today. 3rd and 6, though, still some work to do. As Young looking to find some space. Good tackle from 32 at the 32. But where we've caught ourselves in previous games is being a little bit too conservative in the second half. So with the lead, let's try to add even more onto it. We got the stick concept drawn up here as Young will roll, find the space, and slide down, keeping this drive moving. Plus, as long as we have the ball, that clock's going to keep moving as well, as we're about at the 3.5-minute mark here of the third quarter. We go back to Barry down the middle. Solid run, picking up 6, though Max Clifton now shaken up. Maybe a rib injury there. He's been rather injury prone in his career. Now, he's a great blocker when he's healthy, but keeping him healthy has been the issue. Walker Little's going to have to step in for him at that right guard spot. Look for Chenault here, maybe to that back right pylon. Though they bring the blitz, Young slips under it, looking for the end zone. He takes the pop down at the 1. Well, you just got to love the effort there, despite his earlier shoulder injury, which I'm sure it's probably stinging here. As we go down the middle, Barry kept those legs moving. Behind the hog maulers up front, we will tack on more. The first 2 drives of this game had us thinking shootout. Instead, it's looking more like just an absolutely one-sided affair, though Deuce Vaughn nearly broke away there. Unfortunately for him, Edwards quickly to get the tackle. And unless the Cowboys can finally start to find something here on offense, we might have a blowout in the divisional round as Cash knocks it away, overran the play a little bit. Which for the Cowboys is a pretty good thing, because that should have been a pick. 3rd and 8, Prescott only 4 completed passes today, though he might find one across the middle as Gallup picks up a first down up to the 47. That time just finding the nice little soft spot between the zones. Gives them a 1st and 10 as they look to go back to Deuce Vaughn. Finds a little bit of some space, but not breaking much. And just came to me, despite the fact that we've done pretty well defensively today, I don't think we've gotten a single sack. As it's out once again, Gallup brings it in. That is the kind of passing the Cowboys need from Dak. Just lofted that one over the top of Newsome where only his receiver was going to get it, and he definitely did. 1st and 10, bring things across the middle here. There goes 82, just shy of the end zone. About a millimeter away is where they mark him. Now, do they hand it off or go with the throw? Dak will hand it off, and Deuce Vaughn goes over the top into the end zone. The Cowboys finally get their first score since their first drive of the game. With such that hiatus, they will look for the 2-point conversion here, as trying to get to that 15-point, make it a 2-touchdown with the 2-point tries, but not happening. Grover Stewart stuffs it. With that, coach has decided it's time to start trying to close the door here on the Cowboys. Hydraulic press offense is ready to get going. As we start with Barry, who tries to get to the outside, though, try to juke back in. He's not much of a shifty kind of guy. What he does bring is a bit of power and speed, and it's worked out pretty well for him. We still have a full quarter yet to go here. 4th quarter has arrived, and we need to continue milking this clock. And if we get some more points on the board, all the better, as Barry fights through the Clark tackle, make it 3rd and 1. Now, we are still without Max Clifton. He, as well as Chuba Hubbard, both suffered the same injury, and it's actually a great run stop there. They sent the blitz, and Van Der Esch laid the hit. So the hydraulic press comes to a screeching halt as the Cowboys take over back at their own 20. Trying to set up a halfback screen, get Deuce Vaughn out in space, but Stockton is there with the tackle. That's definitely been one positive today, is we have not allowed much of any yak need to look to continue that to help round out this game as well. As they look up top, CD has still been held without a catch. And every time they've gone his way, it's just really been the timing from the press throwing it off. Need more of that here on 3rd and 8. Get off the field as Dak is going to look to scramble, and he will pick up yet another first down. 3 rushes for him today, 48 yards. And that really comes down to the lack of pass rush today. Cowboys have been known for a really good offensive line throughout the last, decade or so? They look like they still have that going here. But is that line going to be able to do enough today to get them one back in this game? And not only back in, but ahead of us? Not a whole lot of time here, though they pick up a nice first down there. Looking to continue these deeper options in. There goes CD, his first catch. Gets them down to the 10. The timing, that time worked. And that's really how their offense have tried to work today. All timing routes that we've done a decent job of throwing off. As they get this one out for Vaughn, he's trying to get his second, but no, Stockton denies. And that'll keep time moving here as we move under 4 minutes left. A little bit of some play action on the goal line, and nearly another pick there from Cash. As the youth ball saying goes, if it hits you in your hands, you've got to catch it. 3rd and goal now at the 2. Definitely 2 down territory, but no problem. 3rd down will do just fine. Trey Greenfield in the end zone. But of course, with limited time remaining, still down 2 scores, it's onside attempts here. As it goes back to Faust, he will scoop it up, and we will start at the 45. And once again, can we get, really this time, the hydraulic press offense moving here? Run out the rest of the clock, still make some big plays. Maybe extended that one too far. Gain of 0. But we know on 2nd and long, at least they like to send the blitz a lot. We'll see if they do here. We're bringing out Ball, the rookie running back, as well. Great play, though, from Odigizua. Read that one. TFL loss of 3. At least the positive of that is it keeps the clock moving here as we're approaching the 2-minute mark, though 3rd and long for us. Need at least 13 yards. Though coverage looking really good. Young, he's trying to roll out. Get one blocks, tiptoeing, but bumped out at the 38 with a 4th and 3. Pretty easy decision here. Bring out Ford and widen this lead even more. And as he typically is, consistent. So now the Cowboys sit in even more trouble, needing 2 touchdowns with just over 2 minutes left. As Cash drops his 3rd interception. Cannot afford to keep giving opportunity, though in this one we might be able to afford it slightly, as we do have that 2-score lead. Cowboys thrown to the outside here, 82 with the grab and quick tackle. 2-minute warning will hit, and they're right back out, ready to go. 3rd and 3, a first down, pretty important here for them. Though they go a little bit of some play action. They're sending everyone deep downfield. Dak looking to buy some time, and CD just didn't even attempt that one. It's not like that one wasn't catchable. It definitely could have been caught for a big play there. I don't know, maybe CD really upset with the Cowboys as that is overthrown. We just gotta kneel out this clock and head to the NFC Conference Championship. Oh, of course, to get there, we need to pick up at least a first down, waste the timeouts of the Cowboys as we go to Barry. Well, that nearly sprung us for the first down immediately. 2nd and 1, 2 timeouts remain. Got 3 tight ends to the right-hand side going right back to Barry, and first down will seal it. Now, we would go on to tack on a field goal as we just simply ran out of time to run off the clock, but that is a dominant showing against one of the NFC's best, and we sweep them this year. 2 victories on the Cowboys, 37-20, and now we get to go face another familiar opponent, and that puts us one more step closer to putting Joel Bitonio out in retirement at the top of the game as we move one step closer to the Super Bowl. Does this give us anything good? Well, how about a little bit more morale for the team? And that should help us continue trying to knock off all these teams, of which were higher seeded than ourselves. We were the 6th seed following our Week 18 loss to the Falcons, where we knocked them out in the wild card. We then knock out the 1 seed Cowboys. And now, as the 2 seed beat the 5 seed, we'll have that opportunity in the NFC Conference Championship. On the other side, it is the 1 seed and the 4 seed, Ravens, Jaguars, as the Ravens did get by the 7th seed Colts 27-21, and the 3 seed lose to the 4 seed 28-21. Very close scores there. Vikings and ourselves, not exactly. So that puts us against the Minnesota Vikings, a team that we played late in the season. That was another close game by points. 28-24, though, once again, similarly to the Cowboys game we had earlier in the year, we were in control throughout that game. We just have to see the same exact thing as we saw today and in both of these 2 games in our next episode. So do not miss out. Hit that bear icon on the bottom right and scroll down and hit that sub button. Definitely make sure you tap the bell icon as well so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series is every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Plus, we have the state-only challenge every Tuesday and Thursday. So 5 videos every single week, as long as no one votes to change that, as we recently have. Definitely let me know down below what you think about that new schedule. I'll probably also be releasing a poll shortly where you could vote on if you like it, you don't like it, or if you feel indifferent. But either way, it was a great game today. A dominant win against the Cowboys. It wasn't really close. 37-20. Let's go try to do the same thing against the Vikes.